Hello and welcome back to some more of the Sacred Stone Superhard Ironman. Before we start, I'd like to thank the people who back the channel on Patreon. The support is greatly appreciated and it really does help me out a lot, so thank you very much for that. But today, we have Chapter 9 coming up, and Chapter 9 means one very important thing. Chapter 9 means we enter the route split. So, without further ado, we're going to choose our route. We get 10k, quite a sizable amount of money. Farewell, brother, I will return. They part ways. We're going to go with Ephraim to Grado. And the reason for this is very simple. I really want to do Phantom Ship. It's chapter 11 of this route, and personally it's a chapter I find a lot of fun. It's one of the most difficult chapters in Sacred Stones, if not the most difficult by quite a comfortable margin. And there is a secondary reason, I'll be completely transparent. There is a boss in Erica's route called Carlisle. He is probably the most difficult boss in the game anyway, and I don't really want to fight that Ephraim face. Is so funny. Sorry, I got a bit distracted. But yeah, I don't want to fight Carlisle. Not with all the stat modifiers here. I think he could be a very clear run killer. Now, Phantom Ship in and of itself could kill the run, but we have to get there first. And this chapter, it could be tricky. It's not a particularly hellish chapter normally, but it's on, I'd say it's on the more difficult end of the spectrum. So, yeah, I would definitely say this one leans towards being a little bit harder. Now, Amelia is on this map. We don't have Franz, but we can recruit her with Ephraim. And we do want to do this in order to get the Speedway. Could be very important come the end of the game. Now, there are normally, and there still are, soldiers here who have sleep staffs. Now, these put your units to sleep if they hit them, obviously. I think this one has one as well. This one has Fortify, Warp, and Unlock. I really wish we had Colm, because stealing that Warp staff would be absolutely glorious. As it stands, this guy's actually... that could actually be quite threatening. Him having a Fortify staff could be quite bad. Hopefully, it isn't too much of a problem. Now, we do also get Tanner on this map. Tanner is a Pegasus Knight, and we get her. She spawns in this jail cell, and we have to get her out. I'm hoping nothing happens that leads to her death just sort of naturally. Such as somebody spawning with, you know, a weapon that could just kill her. But it doesn't look like that's happened. It looks like we're relatively okay. Just gonna take a flick through. There's a... Oh, this soldier drops a Brave Lance. I don't know if that's normal. I don't think it is. Geb has a Devil Axe and a Battle Axe. That means he is open to range abuse. He has had his ranged weapon swapped out. That's very good. So this will be the enemy we were just checking. No, that is a different soldier with a chest key. So there are 2 chest keys for 3 chests, I believe. Okay. It's not ideal, but we could probably get through that. That guy has a Horseslayer. I think that's actually standard. I think this guy always has a Horseslayer. I am fairly sure that when I once attempted a 0% run, that guy killed my Ford. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. So, I'm going to be transparent here. We're kind of clutching at straws to get through this chapter and the next one. Once we get Dusel and Cormag, I think we're going to even out a little bit. Things should hopefully strike some sort of a balance. Get a little bit easier. Now, I am, full transparency again, gonna look up what's in these chests because I do not remember. FE8, Chapter 9. I should have put Ephraim or something. It's Fort Ridgewald anyway. There we go. So, I'm just gonna take a quick look, hence why the game has currently paused. It's not crashed or anything like that. Right, so, the left chest has a Restore Staff, the right chest has the Ocean Seal, now we really need that. And the middle chest has 2,500 gold. Actually, do we need the Ocean Seal? Do we? Because, I don't want to give anything away, but there's a decent chance Ross might die a couple of chapters from now. Because we could use the fact that he's a pirate to do some very interesting things, which will lead to his death, but will also help us out quite a lot. Now, before we do anything in this chapter, there is something extremely important we need to do. And that is promote our boy. Let's go. Kyle is going to rise to the ranks of the Paladin. I was tempted to go Great Knight briefly, but I just think we need more high movement units to sort of go up and support Seth. If the Great Knight still had 7 move, I might have considered it a bit more, but I think 8 move compared to 6 is just too big of a swing. And the stat differences are very minor anyway, but hopefully this should help Kyle contribute a little bit more. It gives him some nice stat pads across the board. And honestly, should put him in a pretty good spot. Now, Mulder himself is getting pretty close to promoting. Do we have a guiding ring? We do. We do have one guiding ring. Okay, so just in case I didn't mention it all, the left chest has a restore staff, the middle one has 2,500 gold, the right one has the ocean seal. Okay. In fact, Geb doesn't normally have a ranged weapon, apparently. He normally has a killer axe and an iron axe, and now he has a battle axe and a devil axe, so he's actually just gotten harder, if anything. Hopefully we can just range abuse him and just kill him. I feel less bad about range abusing him if the game wanted him to be ranged abused in the first place. So, the big thing we need to do here is stay out of the range of... That's not what I meant to do. This man. This man is the threat, because he can put us to sleep. So we're just trying to avoid these green tiles. The green tiles are where his sleep can reach. And, yeah, essentially we just don't want to be slept. Now, this guy is a bit of a threat, but I'm hoping we can just deal with him. Maybe move Arthur up to where Kyle is. Go back to doing the formation. Because his magic might help chip through him a little bit more. But if worse comes to worse, I'm pretty sure Seth or Gossier or someone can take care of him. Ford is going to struggle from here on out. In fact, I am going to just take a quick second to take that Elysian whip from him. Don't quite need that. Is there anything we can give you? Here you go, take an Iron Lance. That might help you out a little. How are Kyle... Kyle is looking shaky on weapons, to say the least. Take that Steel Lance. Maybe give that... Maybe give that 12-use Iron Sword and take the 46-use Iron Sword. That might help. Seth only has Lancers. Again, just take an Iron Sword, I suppose. We can't really afford to bench the Silver Lance here is the issue. And a lot of our swords that we kind of had just lying around died a couple of chapters back with Franz, Joshua, and Colm all biting the dust. Okay, I think we'll be okay. I think we should get through this chapter, so without any further ado, let's just get on with it, I think. Just gonna buy an extra heal staff on Mulder. Actually, am I? Yeah. We can afford an extra heal staff. Come on, we've got 10k. Okay. Cool. Let's crack on. Oh, I didn't save. It doesn't matter. We won't need to redo this, surely. Well, we can't redo this, can we? It's an Ironman. What am I thinking? Okay, Arthur can reach this soldier. Can anyone reach Arthur? Not if he stands there. Oh, this guy could, actually, but we can rescue Arthur out. Fairly sure, like, Kyle or someone could get in range to rescue Arthur out, and his damage on this guy will probably be... Yeah, it's pretty substantial. We don't want to lose out on that, so let's immediately start for that. And he starts off the combat with a crit. Let's go. Arthur getting us off the right way. Good stuff. What a guy. Levels up as well. Hits level 9. Magic, skill, speed, defense, and luck. Very good level up, actually. Very important. You know what? Arthur's actually doing pretty okay for himself. All things considered, it's not going to be an easy run for someone like him who struggles to double anyway. Let's get him back on the floor. I seem to be having some slight stutter. It's not in the recording, it's in the game, I'm afraid. Don't know, my PC is struggling a bit. Little bit odd, but apparently, Fire Emblem Sacred Stones is just too much for it to handle. Okay, what is your range? So we can go to the top of these stairs completely safely. It's good to know. Ah, we can actually take this tile. Although, can we survive that tile? Even with Seth, that might be asking a little bit much. It's 2 iron axes and a steel bow. That's 20 attack, 24 attack, and 27 attack. Okay. Seth has 12 defense, so that's 12, 15, and 8. 12 plus 15 is 27 plus 8. It's 35. Seth very barely lives, providing none of these double, which I don't think they will, to be fair to them. However, that is slightly more than I might wish to actually take there. actually, if he lives, what's the harm? The harm is, what if I've missed something? I think if we go to the top of these stairs here, we only draw in two of the axe fighters, or one of the axe fighters and the archer, and then we can work from there next turn. Maybe take it a little bit slower, a little bit safer. Move loot up, Nemi up. People are loving Nemi over in the comments, which I'm happy to see. Always glad when a lesser used unit gets some appreciation. Okay. The axe enemy misses anyway, okay. Although, he is going to live. The enemies have gotten very bulky as a result of the modifications that we've made. They are, yeah, extremely tanky. Although still very inaccurate is probably the key thing to note. Oh, Tanner is not going to live because that enemy has, what is the long range dark spell called? Eclipse. Yeah, Tanner is basically guaranteed to die because an enemy with Eclipse spawned and is just going to bully her to death. Let's turn on her animations. It'll be funny to watch her dodge every turn until she can't anymore. That's unfortunate, but you know, what are you gonna do? We do actually need to be a little bit wary of that person, I guess. We don't want to get sniped down by that Eclipse. Oh! Yeah, okay, we do need to be wary of that person. Oof. Okay. Thankfully, currently, Tanner is keeping them busy, but that is a huge threat. Okay, so fortunately Seth didn't take any damage. Unfortunately, there isn't really a safe place he can go to where he can contribute to combat. I think I'm going to use Arta to finish off this brigand over here, unless someone else wants this kill. What if we just give it to, like... Because Arta can probably contribute onto someone else, right? And if Arta gets slept, it isn't the end of the world. So we could maybe let Arta get slept up here, is what I'm thinking. If someone like Nemi was able to come in and just yoink this kill. And then Arta can contribute to killing the archer. Arta can kill the archer. Nah, I think just taking the kill with Arta is the way forward. Okay. Now, I would like to try and find a way to kill this archer without using Seth, because I really, really don't want to leave Seth in the range of the sleep staff. So hopefully Kyle's promotion can come in handy here? Not really. If we bag a crit, that would be lovely, but... Now, we could also use a javelin. That is an option. What about you, Garcia? I'm not any better. Ross can attack, and we'll do a decent chunk of damage. Okay. Unfortunately, Ford doesn't actually have... We don't have many javelins to play around with here. Perhaps we should have bought some things from the shop in the menu. I'm trying not to, not for any particular reason other than I don't want to use all that gold. Okay, what's Seth's con? 11. So we could rescue Seth out after killing the archer. Although even Seth is struggling to get this kill. But I think that is the way to go. I think we rescue Seth out. And then we reassess next turn. I think that's the way to go here. Okay. Seth levels up, very important. Reaches level 10. Speed, defense, both important stats. HP, never a bad thing either. So, the plan basically is, sweep out as many enemies as we can, and then we'll just let this guy waste the sleep staff on a couple of units here tucked away in the back. Okay, so, can anybody else rescue Seth? Yes, they can. Good. There's a safe spot up here, which I would like to put Kyle in. Preferably. Ah, you can't take him, but we could take, drop, and then move you into position. Did I... Oh, I've left you with a killer lance equipped, so that's not good. And by not good, I mean I think I've just gotten you killed. No, it should be okay. Okay, Ross, trade, Iron Sword. That was a very silly mistake to make. Ford, where can you reach? Surely you can't reach this back tile. You can't. Okay. So if Ford gets put to sleep here, it's sad, but it's better than somebody dying. Now we can move him out of range. Okay, very, very silly mistake to make there, but we fortunately were able to play around it. Where can that Eclipse reach is actually the other question. Oh, Ford is in range of that Eclipse. Hopefully it doesn't kill. I don't think it will. If it did... Oops. It's the best I've got for you, I'm afraid. Do need to be very, very wary of that. I'm assuming the Eclipse will attack Tanner anyway. I think she'll be the juicier target, but... who's left? Oh, Tanner. Speaking of. Okay, so this guy goes in. Does eat the attack. Thankfully, though, we did go for that Iron Sword. Now, Kyle doesn't double the random enemy soldier with an axe. That's a little bit concerning. Ooh, that guy's moving. Okay, we've got some movement from the enemies coming on here. Would have rather there wasn't. Okay, that guy did indeed attack Tanner. Which unfortunately is ideal. Although it does only have 16 hit, and it will take 2 of them to kill. So as long as she can dodge, Tanner might actually stall out all of this enemy's eclipses. Which would actually be very useful. Oh my god, there's even more of them. Okay. Kyle, any chance you can bring out a kill? Probably not. Arthur doesn't double that guy. That's a little bit disappointing. Neither does Loot. Neither does Nemi. Okay, now Ephraim can reach that guy, which would help. We might have to let Mulder go to sleep this turn in the aid of healing Kyle. Who's fairly in need of it. Right, where can Seth reach? If we get this guy out of the way, I'm fairly sure Seth can also reach this other enemy, but... honestly, Seth just taking out, say, this guy might be useful, although he would have to use a steel lance, a silver lance even, to do it. So it might be better to support him with somebody like Garcia. Or even Ford could come down, actually. Although this archer is a bit of a threat. Just want to let you know, this is probably... there might be a couple of exceptions, but it's definitely one of the easiest chapters we have left. And this is the position we're currently in. In fact, I'm going to heal with Natasha. Just want to make sure that healing there is actually what I want to do, but I think it is. I don't see me doing anything else from this spot. Yeah, I'm going to heal with Natasha. Because if something goes wrong, and like whoever heals from here ends up biting the dust, as dark as it sounds, I would rather it was Natasha than Mulder. Okay, so we've got a couple of options here. We can try and actually kill these Cavaliers, or we can try and be in a position to enemy phase them. And I think the latter is looking a lot more tempting right now. If we're in a position to enemy phase them, we can just ignore the Cavs, tank them on the enemy phase, and be okay on the player phase. Get rid of this. I nearly accidentally double-clicked there. That would have been catastrophic. Okay, so Kyle doesn't get doubled by these guys. That's what the check I was making there was. So we should be okay. So it's going to be a long chapter. I'm just going to warn you in advance. I don't know who could hold this other side. Potentially, actually, Ephraim could do it. The only problem with using Ephraim to do it is if it goes wrong, the run is dead. 23. How much defense do you have, Ephraim? 8, so they do 15 each. So if you killed, you would actually die. Really wish... do we still have a Seraph robe knocking around anywhere? That could be very useful. Although we could... actually, this guy dies. I don't think this guy did. I don't think this guy got doubled. Oh, he does, but he just takes 1 less damage. Aha! but Seth actually has enough to kill this enemy with just the Steel Lance. Very good. Very, very good. Okay, so we can take out this guy with Seth, and then we just need to plug the other gap with someone like Ephraim or Garcia who can just eat that other enemy. And we should be okay. Gets the dodge in there as well. Very nice. Indeed. You don't have a longbow, right? You don't have a longbow? No, good. Okay. Just checking that things didn't upgrade to put us in an unfortunate position. Now, this sleeping man... He's not asleep. I mean, sleeping as in he's going to put people to sleep. Could cause a bit of chaos, it's got to be said. But we also do need to be a little bit wary of these eclipses. I'm going to use Garcia to take drop this guy. And I think what we actually might do... I'm very tempted to just run a rescue train up here. Oh, nobody can... Oh, Mulder could, I guess. And Nemi could. Oh, it's really tempting to just rescue everyone out. 1, 2, 3... I'm going to rescue Arthur out at the very least. No, I don't want to supply. Actually, I do want to check something. No, okay. We do have pure waters laying around. We might want to remember that. We also have a secret book. Which might come in handy at some point. Might, again, just bear it in mind. And then if we go here... I want the Regen Leaf equipped, yeah. Move Nemi up here. Take Natasha. Nice place you can... Oh, you can. Good. Just get Arthur back in the fray. Okay, now whoever this guy hits should just be able to just tank him out. That should be fine. Ephraim might get slept. If it happens, it happens. There's not a whole lot I can do about it. And then obviously we've got Tanner up there. I've put Ephraim in the range of the Eclipse. Oh, God. Okay, that could go very badly. Okay, he attacked Garcia. That's okay. Garcia tanks here. Don't get doubled. Okay, good. Didn't realize that guy would do so much to Garcia. Thought the great Garcia would take a little bit less from him. Good dodge. Good dodge. Oh, no. He's fine. It doesn't kill anyway, and he's going to dodge. We're just burning more of these Eclipses, which are adding a... It didn't dodge the... Okay, never mind. But we did, again, live, so it's alright. And then this is targeting Kyle. Not great, but better than it targeting Seth. And he dodges it as well. Good stuff. Making an excellent case for why we promoted him in the first place. Okay, I think I'm going to use Ephraim to just kill this Cavalier unless the Arthur option is available to us. Oh, it's very close. You know what? Actually, I am going to take that. I'm going to use... Nemi only deals 1. Okay. Could really do with just, like, sending Seth down to start tanking some of these enemies out. But that would mean needing an answer to this guy, which we don't really have. I don't think Nemi would double, even if she, loses Natasha here. Let's find out. No. Okay, but Nemi baiting sleeps and eclipses is actually not a bad use of her talents at all. Because the one thing she can do reasonably well is dodge. Okay. So that's a decent start. And we're going to see Arthur pick up this kill. I think this Speedwing might actually end up going to Arthur. I'm not locked in yet. It could end up going to Seth still, honestly. Or even Kyle. But I think Arthur is actually doing relatively well on his speed anyway. I'd rather he was doing very well on his speed. Now, we definitely need to patch up Garcia. That's 17. I'm pretty sure Kyle did 16, right? With the Steel Lance of his own. He did, right. Now, we do need these to both hit, and neither of them are particularly secure, but if we could see this happen, it would be very nice. First one landed. 17 plus 16 is 33, not 30. Possibly could have gone for a bit of a lighter weapon there, but never mind. That would kill, but if Ross misses a 53, he dies, which, not an ideal outcome. However, we could... we could actually trap the archer so that he can't hit anyone, which is actually a very valid option right now. What do you have? Iron Sword. Heavy Spear. Actually, it's not effective against cavalry, right? So, we should be okay to take that. You know what? I'm actually going to take that as an option. Now, if Seth can kill, that would be great. Ah, it locks it in. Good. Okay. Very tentatively edging our way forwards here. There is a point in time where the enemies will promote. And at that point, they will reset back to level 1. And I believe, at that point in time, the game will get significantly easier. Okay, again, the random starter I can't do anything about. I'm not quite sure why it's doing that. Maybe my PC needs a restart? I'm not sure. Do you have a vulnerary? Yeah, let's just use that. Now again, I'm not quite sure what this Eclipse enemy is going to do, but at this point I think we're just settling for he's going to throw Eclipses at people, hopefully they live. They aren't particularly strong, that's the one thing we do have going for us there. They're not doing a whole ton. Heavy Spear misses on Seth, that's very good. Not going to go down from it, but does set up the kill very nicely for anyone who needs it. Seth finally doing his Jagan duties, his typical classic Jagan duties of setting up kills for the weaker members of our team. And Kyle, hopefully, yeah, eats that all day. Kyle kind of filling in the Lowen role, if you're more familiar with FE7. Just being a very good defensive cavalier right now. But he doesn't take much damage, and that's honestly a huge boon. You can't double with Eclipse, right? I don't think he will anyway. It's a pretty heavy spell, and it missed. It's fine. Loot's all good. Loot's all good. No, it'll happen to Loot. She'll be fine. Kyle, dodge, please. Could really do with you being awake. Do we have a Restore Staff? Oh, it did hit. No, we don't have a Restore Staff. Oh. Okay. Kyle's asleep for this turn. Wonderful. That's what we needed right now. This enemy over here is, if the doubling was the other way around or the HP was the other way around, that would be a lot more ideal. Okay. Oh my god. Ross is borderline unusable at this point. He's drops off a cliff. He can throw a hatchet at that guy, though, and that's pretty useful for us, actually. Yeah, let's take that. I mentioned it earlier, but Ross might bite the dust in a couple of chapters. There's some potential opportunities that could open up to us, and it's going to have to be a bit of a decision as to whether or not, well, he survives, essentially. Now, I really want to plug this gap with Seth. Doesn't kill with an Iron Lance, but does double with a Steel. I just don't want to invite too many enemies on is the thing, so I think not killing is possibly ideal. What do these guys have? I just don't want to see a Zambato. Ah. Now, to say that throws a Zambato and a Bright Lance. Okay. Interesting. To say that throws a spanner in the works is underselling it a bit. That's catastrophic, to put it lightly. Yeah, that's really bad. Frame can take a couple of hits from these guys. That's really, really bad. Oh, why are you still carrying Natasha around with you? Get rid of her. How much did Arta do to this guy? 12? Perfect. The loot Arta combination can form a kill. Good. I have no idea what we do about this enemy with a Zambato. That is genuinely very problematic, because loot bags herself a level up. That could kill pretty much any of our threatening units right now, and by that I mean Seth or Kyle. And Kyle is currently taking a nap. Okay. Garcia, you have, to say you fell off would be a bit of an understatement, I think. Now, I think there is an answer here. Might have to rescue loot out, but I think there is an answer. In fact, I'm going to use Garcia to rescue loot. Where do you reach? You don't reach Garcia. That is the answer I wanted. You do reach Kyle. But I think I can put Ephraim there. Ephraim will have to take 2 attacks. It's not really what I want. It is only a 6 might weapon, is the thing. But that makes it, what, 18 might against cavalry? Seth can still take it, it's just a case of whether he can take it along with the attack from this other person. Arta, please don't miss. Like, now more than ever. Thank you. Love of God. Okay, that's a good level up. Arta might actually take this guiding ring. He might take it quite soon, actually. Ah! The enemy with the Zambato can only reach Kyle if this guy doesn't occupy that space. But I don't see a world in which this guy attacks Seth over Kyle. And if this guy attacks Kyle, this guy will be left to attack Seth. Even with a Zambato, he isn't killing him in 1 turn. I feel very, very confident saying that. Watch that come back to bite me in the arse in a second, but hopefully I'm right. So I actually think if we just stay as we are, I think we're okay. I would like to heal Kyle, but the only way to do it is to use Ephraim for this rescue. And I'm going to be transparent, I don't want to use Ephraim for that rescue. I need this guy to attack Kyle from this tile, which he should do. I'm going to go Iron Lance on Seth, so even if he attacks Seth from here, he won't kill. I think we're just going to have Arta rescued for next turn, unfortunately. Because I think healing Kyle here is important, especially if he gets targeted by this Eclipse that could be coming down. Okay, level up for Molder. The choice of promoting Molder or Arta here is very, very difficult. Valid case for both. What do you have? A heavy... It's a bit worrying. Hopefully Seth's okay. Hopefully he's fine. I think I'm just going to wing that. What do you have equipped? An Iron Lance? There's a temptation to go for a sword, so that hopefully we don't kill the Zambato user. Do we kill him with a lance? That's the question. What's your attack? 23. Assume you double. You have 9 defense. You won't kill him. Okay, we're fine. Okay, we just need this turn to go. Yes! Okay, perfect. Okay, Kyle will sleep through that. It's fine. Being stabbed wouldn't wake you up. Don't worry. Okay, then this guy comes in with the Zambato. Misses anyway. And it only did 15 damage. Okay, bunch of panic over nothing. Wait, how did it only do 15 damage? I know it's a 6-might weapon. Isn't its effectiveness tripled against cavalry? Is it double in this game? Oh, Nemi's fine. I actually think that is the last Eclipse as well. So that mage is now useless. Okay, the sleep goes down on Garcia. This is actually good. Sleeping Garcia is fine. We don't really care. It missed anyway. Perfect. I think that's his 3rd sleep, which would be his final sleep, because he missed Kyle, hit Kyle. Yes, perfect. And you're out of Eclipses. Let's go. Okay, long-range threats are slowly dwindling, which is extremely important. Now, we don't have Arthur, and I would like him back. So, Ford, if you could do the honours, because we might need Ephraim for this turn. Okay. That would be really useful if it hits. Good. Good job, Ross. Wow, still a lot of experience going into him. I guess he is still like a level 3 unit, right? But I would also like loot, and Garcia is fine to do the job of just dropping her himself. Okay, now we've got 2 enemies to kill, and we've got 1 Ephraim and 1 Seth with which to do it. Which shouldn't be a problem at all. Just need to be wary of the Horseslayer Armor Knight that's down this little path here towards the door. I think once we get through this door, we hopefully should crack through these defenses quite quickly. Okay, it's going to have to be a Regin Leaf kill. That's not guaranteed. This could go south. Although, the worst case scenario, and this is going to sound really dark, the worst case scenario is he kills Ross. And as far as a worst case scenario goes, that's not bad. Don't even need to consider it though, Ephraim hits his attack. Levels up in the process as well. That's not the level up we need, Ephraim. That is, in fact, quite the opposite of what I was looking for right there. Anyone who can take a heal would be glad to receive one. Give Mulder a little bit more experience. The Mulder-Arthur debate is raging inside of my head right now. In fact, you can just heal Mulder up. Because Mulder gives us an extra offensive unit, but Arthur is in a better position to make use of the Bishop class itself. In fact, Mulder is almost as fast as Arthur. It's just Arthur has much better magic. Or double, in fact. Now, there are some enemies that spawn out of those stairs down to the bottom left. Do need to be a little bit cautious of those, but, well, I think a certain bow girl is going to be standing there for most of this game, so it's going to be okay. Okay, don't want to get in this guy's range, do want to get rid of the soldiers by the door. Do you both just have Iron Lancers? Okay, yeah, you aren't threats. Cool. Good to know. How fast is Ford? 8 speed. How fast are you? 6 speed. Okay, Ford is not getting doubled. Cool. Come make some friends. Don't trust you to fight both of them. One at a time, please. Oh, you're not even in range. Okay. Good job, me. Well done. Okay, just gonna move everyone full move. You know how good it feels to be moving people full move at this point in time? Okay. Carl's still asleep. Tanner still can't do anything. So we do actually get Tanner. That is actually rather nice. I'm not gonna lie. I know I said these were going to Ford, but they're not. They're going to F-Frame. So thank you very much for watching. This map will be split into 3 parts again. The videos are also getting long because the maps are getting quite long. So I will catch you all next time. Thank you to everyone who backs the channel on Patreon, and thank you all very much for watching. Have a great day.